The tomb was built around 1290 BC for the burial of the chief of police in the hillside above Thebes on the west bank of the Nile. At this time, Egypt was a powerful country, and the capital city, Thebes, was at the centre of its vast empire.
The chief of police was a very important job high up in the official administration in the Egyptian government. He would have been in charge of the security of the capital city, Thebes, and in particular the Valley of the Kings, where the pharaohs were buried.
This statue of the chief of police and his wife is the only object that survives from their burial and was found when the tomb was discovered by Scottish archaeologist Alexander Henry Rhind in 1857. Thanks to Rhind's notebooks and drawings, we have a detailed record of what was found during the excavation and of the tomb's layout and size.
It's absolutely enormous. It's carved 38 meters into the rock face, and actually that's even bigger than some of the tombs in the Valley of the Kings. So the amount of wealth and expenditure that's going into creating this vast space is really particular to this time period when Egypt is at its wealthiest. And there are literally hundreds of different wealthy officials who are all building their tombs at this time.
Centuries passed, and Egypt's wealth and power faded.
When Egypt's fortunes decline, there's very few large tombs being created, so it actually becomes quite common for tombs to be reused.
Over the next 1,000 years, the police chief and his wife were to be joined by others. The objects reveal that the tomb was reused at least twice between 850 and 650 BC.
We know from the sort of jumbled collection of fragmentary objects that were found in some of the extra chambers in the tomb that it was reused. It's really the wooden stela in particular that show us the earliest instance of that reuse and give us a hint about who some of these people were. We know that the tomb was reused a second time because the jackals and falcon figurines, the shabti box and shabtis, and the dummy canopic jars are later in date and actually date to a period when Egypt was under the rule of Nubian pharaohs.
The rule of Egypt continued to change. In 30 BC, the final Egyptian pharaoh, Cleopatra, was defeated by the first Roman emperor, Augustus, and Egypt became part of the Roman Empire. During this period, the tomb was reused for the last time, and the artefacts left behind tell us about the final occupants.
We have this incredible group of objects which belong to a Roman-era Egyptian family. In particular, the main occupant of the tomb, Montsuef, and we also have the burials of his wife Tanawat and other members of their family.
The tomb was sealed after their burial and lay undisturbed for almost 2,000 years. After the excavation in 1857, a village grew around the tomb and its exact location was lost. However, we continue to learn new things from the remarkable artefacts that were brought to Edinburgh.